Welcome to 108 Gate. We are doing the Pisces reading for February 2024. Hope you are well. Welcome back, and welcome to the new subscribers and new viewers. Just to let you know, I will be doing 3 of those chimes with the heart chakra tuning fork, and then we will get into the reading, and then we'll do another 3. So if you don't want to listen to the tuning fork, then you can come back when I start moving the cards, because then you'll know we're going into the reading. For those of you who do want to do the tuning fork, here we go, and enjoy. So, Pisces, there seems to be this enjoyment of peace, enjoyment of being in the moment. There is definitely some sense of wanting to calm things down as much as you can and understand what this means for you, understand where you are able to move forward in a discerned manner, move forward with the correct intentions. So there seems to be like some assessment happening of what to do next. You might want to check out the so if you see the date, check out the reading for Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine today, because it was quite interesting. It goes along this line. So the silence, like I said, this very calm feeling, a very, I need quiet, I need to be able to hear my thoughts, I need to be able to see where I've got to go now, I've got to see where I've come from, I've got to know what have I got to my advantage right now, what have I got to get rid of, what have I got to let go of, what have I got to, there's a lot of assessment happening, personal inventory almost. So assertiveness. In this silence, there is a very, it's very powerful, it's very strong, it's very like a pillar, like very upright, it's very determined, yet it's very gentle. So it's a very dignified energy, compassion, right. So, as you are contemplating your next steps, as you're contemplating where you're going to be going for the next things that are coming in, you are looking at the way things have played out. And it may be that justice came through or justice didn't come through. You're looking at now, it's not even a matter of chasing justice if it hasn't come through. It's a matter of where is it now, assess that and move on from that point. So, as an example, if there was a particular person or a particular incident that you didn't get the outcome that you wanted, and you felt like you were not treated fairly, you were not treated correctly, instead of trying to get justice now, it's a matter of letting it go, letting it, surrendering it to the gods almost, surrendering it to the divine, and just saying basically, I know now. If I was ever to go into business with that person, I wouldn't. If I was ever to do this again, I wouldn't. If I was to have a relationship with this kind of feeling or this happened, I would be more alert to it. So you're kind of assessing where you've come in relation to where you have been growing and where you've known certain things, but you weren't quite sure. But this is kind of solidifying. Now I know. Now I get it, now I understand, and I'm not going to make the same mistakes. I'm going to now go in that direction. I'm now going to approach it with this kind of mentality, with this kind of emotional awareness and higher emotional intelligence. So it's a really, really powerful energy, a powerful feeling that's coming in. And with this, your worth, your self-esteem is I'm going to say clearing up. So where there were remnants of unhealthy self-esteem, where there were remnants of your self-esteem being hurt or bruised, is actually coming in now as an opportunity to kind of reclaim your self-esteem, reclaim your higher value, your higher worth. Your justice is going to be coming in that sense, because if you're focusing on trying to still get the justice in a place or a space where you can't, you're going to be wasting those resources. So there's something that's switched in your thinking, in your mind, in your heart, in your emotions, that's letting you and making you understand and helping you understand that there's no point in putting any more energy into that. There's no point in putting energy into that any longer. I can't. It's going to be the way it is. It's not my job to change them. It's not my job to shift it. It's not my job to deal with it. I'm surrendering it, and it will go to the divine. The divine can deal with that. The divine can see its justice the way it needs to. I have to now focus on healthy self-esteem. I have to focus on making things better for myself, improving things for myself, and moving on from that. Literally. 6 of Wands. Going in that direction with a victory in hand. This is part of your victory, because the going over things, trying to seek justice, trying to do things that are beyond your capacity is part of the fight you may have been having. So it's not that you're choosing the wrong fight, or you're choosing the wrong way to fight it. It was just that this isn't your fight. You've done what you can. You've reclaimed parts of yourself that you can, and now the rest of it I surrender, because you know that it's not for you to deal with. It's not for you to be taking on this, that and the other. It's kind of seeing your place in the world in a stronger way. So seeing your place in the world, and for example, a vet and a doctor or a surgeon, they're both highly qualified and highly skilled in what they do, but you wouldn't see a vet giving heart surgery, just as you wouldn't see a optometrist do operation on the brain. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like you feel where you are, you feel what you're good at, and then you go in that direction. Dealing with the devil, getting justice in that sense, that's just not your thing, unless you're in law or something like that. But even then, it's kind of like you pick your battles, you pick your prosecution and defence. You know which side you're on, and it's like, you know what, this is just, it's not for me. It's not my fight. So you're giving it up, and in that you're getting so much power come back to you. You're getting so much assertiveness and compassion, and now the silence feels like you've tried to be convincing, you've tried to be kind of like the voice of reason, and you're just like, I'm not doing it anymore. That voice of reason hasn't got to come from me. It comes from the divine. It comes from its own realization. It is what it is. You accept it for what it is. You can't change its nature. So then, 4 of Coins is coming up a lot. With this 4 of Coins, you're seeing that, okay, assessment again. I have 4 of Coins. This is feeling practical. This is feeling emotional. So emotionally, you feel like you're getting in a stronger pattern of being wealthy within yourself. Your health is probably going to be improving. And if it's not at the moment, it's got this chance to improve as you let go of these burdens. So the 4 of Coins is feeling as though, you know what, I'm okay. I have 4 of Coins, and I'm going to utilise these in the best way possible to increase them, to make sure that I get the best outcome from me. Along the lines, there may be some conflict, because the influence of this is still connected in some ways. The influence of it is still attached in some ways. So interestingly, you've got the star on the head upside down, and here it's upright. So you've got to start turning things that were upside down upright, making sure that, yes, you will have gone through some conflict. You may have to go through a few more conflicting emotions, through a few more conflicting you might have moments of like, because it's become a habit to go and rescue. It's become a habit to kind of put your 2 pence in. It's become a habit to respond or react in a certain way. It's become a habit to say, well, should I be answering the call or not? And you're so in the habit of responding because you're a good person, or your reaction is to respond, and you just automatically pick up the call. I don't know who that's for, but it's definitely seen it very strong. That it's going to take some retraining. It's going to take some different reflexes to come in. So while you're doing that, it is going to feel like at times that you're winning, and then it's going to sometimes feel like you're losing the battle, or you're having this fight again. Keep going with it. Keep identifying it as soon as you can, and then switch it as soon as you can, because that's how we create new patterns. That's how we create new behavioural patterns. That's how we understand things and move into a different direction and create new responses to things. So be patient with yourself as you do this. And the other thing that was coming in, and now it's coming now, is the emotional entanglement and the emotional attachment can pull, because when you're moving in a direction like that away from it, it might not feel okay with this. It might not feel as if like this is acceptable. It might feel like it's losing control. It might be losing you. Therefore, you've got to say, like I said, it's gonna pull on the emotions. It's coming in even stronger now, that these pulling on the emotions are going to be really, really important for you to manage. Having that different response, instead of going into the, oh, should I just one more time, I'm just going to help them one more time, I'm just going to answer this call one more time. You can't be doing that, because it's just going to basically put you back into a different position and further away from your Six of Wands. So it's retraining yourself, reasserting yourself with compassion. Get the compassion aligned with yourself. And as I'm saying that, I'm feeling the heart, feeling like there's a pain in it. It's very hard for us to let go of some things or some people or some situations or some projects or whatever it is, because at times we wonder, like, if I just give it a few more weeks, if I just give it a few more days, if I just give it a few more hours. But it's like, how much have you already put in? How much have you already put in? Are you getting the results you want? Where has it taken you? Has it actually taken you into a good direction, or are you just going in the same loop over and over again? So when you're dealing with that kind of energy, it's quite self-evident that trying to seek justice and trying to speak reason with that is just not going to be a winning game for you. It's not going to be a winning space for you. So it's best just to not give it any more of your attention. The realization around this, wow, that feels like it's hovering. That is really strong. Ace of Swords. The realization around this, let's get the other deck for this, because it's really, really strong. The realization around this, the realization of how you have invested your emotions in the questionable spaces, shall we say, before. Ace of Pentacles is going to bring you so much prosperity. It's going to bring you a wealth of emotion. So this is how you're going to go from Four of Coins. Externally, you're feeling better and more worthwhile in your emotions, and then you're going to just keep getting the more realizations you allow, the more you understand, the more you allow that to actually shift and change and direct your next shift and change, the more you're going to be able to attract this literally feels like wealth, as in like good a good standard of living, a good level of well-being, better health, better mental health, better physical health. Everything just seems to be shifting and lifting. Like I said, like if you see that, it's pretty sweet. So really understanding the nuances, understanding the, I don't know why I'm saying technicality of it. If you can understand it in a technical way, it's like, well, putting myself first plus putting my emotions first and putting myself as a priority equals better outcome. High Priestess. So you will have divine higher guidance. You will have your higher self. You will have a higher like I said it earlier, emotional intelligence is really, really wanting to increase and go into a different space. It's wanting to go from a different perspective. So as you allow yourself to expand that and extend that, you'll have a different perspective of where you're heading. You'll have a different perspective of why you're heading in that direction. And then as things start making more and more sense, and then you start seeing the results of it, it's going to be easier to take the next step, easier to take the next step, and then the next step, and then the next step. So judgment of this is the Emperor. Well done. Is coming in as a well done. It's coming in as a, you're trusting your instinct. Well done. Keep going. You're trusting your intuition. Well done. Keep going. You're trusting your judgment now. Well done. Keep going. And now we're going to increase the next level of judgment that you can see. You'll have something else to kind of map out. Is this a winning case or is this not a winning case? Then you go into not trying to seek the justice. It's just seeing it for what it is. The seeking the justice is not our job. It's not the Pisces job to do that. It's just literally to seek it, the truth out of it. This is the factual evidence. Every time I'm near this person, this happens and this happens, then I feel this way about myself. Every time I'm getting up and I'm building myself up, this happens and then this happens, and then I feel depleted and stuck and then in a rut again. Therefore, not getting into those cycles, not getting into those patterns again, breaking those patterns, building new patterns, and then you're bringing in the clarity of how to create these new patterns, where to go to create these new patterns that are not in the familiarity, so comfort level, they're in the new comfort level, ushering yourself into a new comfort space, into a new way of seeing things, into a new way of being, so that you are able to do it and it's able to sustain it. Because I think that's the main thing about having new patterns and new behaviour and responses to things. It's about being able to sustain it and make sure that you keep doing it and keep going with it because it's comfortable for you. Therefore, when this is here, it's kept you stuck in a lot of things. So what it's saying over here is, because it's held you in such a mind space for so long, that it could be that you've got to do a lot of cognitive work. You've got to do a lot of not necessarily thinking, but you've got to do some of the cognitive like awareness of like your behaviors. So it may be that when we have a normal response and we have an automatic response to certain things or automatic behaviors, we need to stop and start assessing those. We need to start being more diligent to think about our actions, think about the consequence of our actions, think about if I respond. So it's kind of catching yourself when you're in a particular emotion. That's not always easy to do for some people, because some people are just so in the present and they're so in the energy that they just go flop, 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 flop to the moment, to the next moment, to the next moment. So yes, it's good to be present in the moment, but also making sure that when we're present in the moment, we don't just gallop through to the next emotion. It's about stopping when things are feeling a bit off and having a moment of reflection. Assertive, compassion, silence, listen more and be quiet, having that moment of reflection and making sure that, am I feeling empowered in this space? Am I feeling okay in this space? Why is it feeling off? So identifying when it feels off, being able to switch it, and then even at least question it and allow the heart to explore it a bit. Because now this is coming with that one over there with the devil. It's just literally feeling as though like you're kind of, you need to make sure that there's not just one or two of these things coming up. You've kind of been locked up in this state of mind, this state of being for quite a while, and it's really taken its toll. So it's a matter of being diligent and keep going. And I think the more you understand that it's a process, it's not going to just happen overnight, the easier it's going to be. So we're going to get one more card over here. Wow, you really went through the ringer, didn't you, Pisces? The higher perspective is going to show where you really were. You really were hurt. I was trying to be light and fluffy over here, but now it's kind of like, well, you were really hurt. You were really broken down. You were pulled this way, pulled that way. So coming up out of this, it's going to take a significant amount of love, self-compassion, just being quiet in a healthy way, because when you were quiet from that space, you weren't able to make sense of much. You weren't able to make sense of things from an assertive manner, from an assertive space. So I said I'm going to leave that there. I can't leave that there, it just feels wrong. I want to give you another lift. Focus on where you go. Be true and pure in thought and deed. Don't try and seek justice. Don't try and seek revenge. Don't try and correct something of someone else's. You just focus on you and correcting your path, so it's the most beneficial for you. Definitely recommend the heart chakra tuning fork now. So if those of you who'd like to listen to it, here we go. Those of you who are gonna go now to 108gate@gmail.com for personal readings. Going to be doing tuning fork meditations, 1 minute, 2 minutes, things like that. So if you're into that and you would like to see more of that, subscribe, hit the bell. And for now, I'm going to do this for you who want it. Here we go. So for now, peace and love.